Every agent in Valorant has a name, a face, a home, something to fight for. Omen has none of that. No face, no confirmed name, no memory of the person he used to be. Just shadow, bandages, and 3 fractured lines of light where a face should be. When he steps onto a map, he doesn't say, "Let's go," or "I've got this." He says, "I am the beginning, I am the end." That's not arrogance. That's a man who has nothing left to hold on to except the weight of what he's become. But here's what makes his story unlike any other. He didn't just lose himself. Someone took it from him. And that person stood next to him every single day and said nothing. Before he was Omen, he was Ghost, an elite assassin working for a shadow organization called the Scions of Hourglass, a group determined to stop humanity from ever weaponizing Radianite. His mission: eliminate Dr. Sabine Callis, a kingdom scientist, a woman the Scions believed was getting too close to something they couldn't allow. You might know her better as Viper. The mission failed. Ghost ended up inside her experimental Radianite chamber. It activated, and whatever walked out of that room was no longer the man who walked in. His body dissolved into shadow, his memories gone. Every name, every face, every fragment of who he was, erased in an instant. He woke up as Omen, alone in the dark, with power he didn't ask for, and a past he couldn't touch. And the only thing that kept him moving, mission after mission, year after year, was a question he couldn't answer. He once said it out loud, mid-battle, almost to himself. "How many must I kill before I am restored?" That wasn't a threat. That was a man bargaining with the universe. And the cruelest part? The answer was standing right next to him the whole time. Both of them ended up at the Valorant protocol. Partners. Agent VP2 and VP3. To everyone else, 2 powerful radiants on the same side. But Viper knew his real name. She knew what he had been sent to do. She knew what her chamber turned him into. And she said nothing for over 10 years. Until one day in the middle of a mission, she called out to him and nearly slipped. Omen, keep yourself together. You're still needed." 1 syllable. Caught and swallowed before it could escape. But it was enough. Omen heard it. He didn't know what it meant yet, but something stirred. Something buried deep beneath the erasure. He started digging. He asked Cypher to investigate his past. Cypher found answers and held them as leverage. He asked Sage whether her healing could restore what he'd lost. It couldn't. He even looked at his Omega Earth counterpart, a version of himself from a parallel world, and thought, "I'll kill that Omen. I'll take his memories. I will remember." He never got the chance. But Jakarta did it for him, and the truth he found there was worse than 10 years of silence. The protocol tracked the Scions of Hourglass to their headquarters, a skyscraper in Jakarta. Omen went in alone. Floor by floor, he moved through the building like the shadow he had become until he reached the top. The Scion's boss trapped him inside a Radianite device, the same technology that had destroyed him the first time, and began tearing him apart again. And in what was meant to be a final taunt before death, he told Omen everything. Ghost. The mission to kill Viper, the chamber. Viper's hands on the controls when it activated. The protocol team destroyed the device in time. Omen grabbed the boss and pushed him through the window, standing over the wreckage with 10 years of questions finally answered. He said what every enemy of his had feared but never truly understood. They fear death. They should fear so much more than that, because he wasn't talking about the boss. He was talking about Viper, about the protocol, about every person who had the answers and chose silence. Death was easy, living as a phantom, not knowing, not remembering, not belonging. That was the real punishment. And he had been serving it for a decade without committing a crime. Omen stepped away from the protocol after Jakarta, not forever, but he needed the dark and the quiet to figure out who he is now that he knows who he was. Because underneath the shadow, there is still something human. He leaves awkward voicemails. He was the first to notice Chloe. He cares. Quietly, fiercely, from the edges of the light, a man erased, a phantom who fought for a world he had no memory of belonging to, and now a choice he has never had before, not what was done to him, but who he decides to be. And if the answer to that question is anything like the line he lives by, pity the man who dies meaningless.